kind of like books and bicycles, I never met a tool I didn't like. I get a lot of emails from customers asking me what should they carry on the bicycle. So I've dumped the contents of my saddlebag here to show you what I carry. Normally, if you've got to make a repair on the road, it's going to be because you got a flat tire. I prefer to fix tubes up when I get home. I just carry a spare tube with me. I put it in a plastic bag like this, and I actually put baby powder in the bag. Just plain old Johnson's baby powder. Think of it as shake and bake for your inner tube. The advantage of coating the tube in baby powder like this is it cuts down the friction and makes it a lot easier going into the tire casing. You don't have to muck around quite as much. Now you're going to need a few other tools, obviously. Tire irons like these, which enable you to get the tire off the rim. I carry, if I have to fix an inner tube on the road, I use these little Park pre-glued super patches. I used to carry the patch kits with glue in them, but the glue was always dried up. So there you are with the patch kit that doesn't do you any good. Now if you get a really bad puncture, you may actually puncture the tire itself so badly that you're going to put in this new inner tube and you fear that it's going to squeeze right out through the hole or dirt's going to come in. So I carry what's called a boot in a case like that. This is just a piece of an old tire that's been cut up. A dollar bill will work just as well, but this boot goes in between the inner tube and the damaged tire casing, and it kind of keeps things together. It keeps the tube from going out and dirt from going in until you can replace the tire. This is a little gadget called a speed lever. Now the speed lever can be used to put a tire back on a rim. A lot of times tires just don't want to go onto rims easily, and you'll find you don't have enough strength in your hands to get it on. You're tempted to use the tire levers to do that, but don't, because you'll just puncture the tube all over again, and now you've got two flats to deal with. So the speed lever is a little artificial aid to get the tire back on. Now in terms of other things that I do carry a small chain tool in case I have chain problems. Chains these days, though, are pretty darn sophisticated, and if they break, unless you've got a pin to replace the old pin, you might be in a difficult situation. The best thing is just to make sure that your shop has installed the chain correctly to begin with so you don't have any problems. I also carry a derailleur cable with me, and I do this because I've had problems in the past with derailleur cables starting to break, one little strand at a time, and normally it happens up here at the head, which is where derailleur cables really take a beating. So I carry this just in case something lets loose and I don't have a derailleur cable. Now another thing, just in terms of making repairs, a flat blade screwdriver, a small one like this, will work on derailleur adjustments, front and rear if you need to. And then there's a nice little Park mini tool here that carries every size of Allen wrench that you could possibly need, from 6 all the way down, I think, to about 2 millimeters. A lot of companies make these. An odd thing that I carry, that I'm probably the only one in the world who does carry, is this little gadget. And this is an under-bottom bracket cable guide. Your front and rear derailleur cables run through here under the bottom bracket. I'd always just assumed that this would never break, but I was with a friend riding a couple of months ago and it did break, and it left him in a very awkward position. Either ride home in one gear, which happened to be his low gear, or spend a lot of time trying to work around getting the derailleur adjusted to stay on a preferable gear. Somebody in a pickup truck stopped and offered him a ride, and he took him up on that. But I decided to carry this just in case. Small, lightweight, you just never know. I have yet to be stranded by a failure of the bicycle on the road because I didn't have the right tools, and I don't intend to start now. So, this is the contents of my saddlebag. It's worked well for me, and maybe it's given you some ideas for your saddlebag.